Greetings, Libra and Libra rising. This is your Western forecast for July 2025. The sun is in Cancer from the last week of June through the first 3 weeks of July. Wherever the sun is shining in your chart is where you're lit up. What is most important, where most of your attention is being drawn to. Once a year, when the sun is in Cancer, Cancer is 10 signs past Libra. The 10th sector deals with your professional status, your career, sense of leadership. This month, it's especially very important because Jupiter, as I mentioned last month, Jupiter is that planet of expansion, seeks knowledge, it's optimistic, it's lucky. Jupiter goes through all 12 signs every 12 years, because it goes each sign for a year. Last month, Jupiter went into Cancer, and it'll be there through the end of June 2026. Cancer is the best sign. It's called the exalted sign for Jupiter. And we have signs that can be very weakening for a planet, but then a sign like Jupiter in Cancer that could be really empowering. So the Jupiter in exalted Cancer for everybody, what Jupiter is promising will give this blessings. It's more lucky to fulfill these promises. So the Jupiter from June of 2025 through the end of June of 2026 is transiting in your 10th house of career matters. This is a time of career advancement, recognition. There will be leadership opportunities, a promotion. And with Jupiter, who knows, there may be fame. There certainly could be a great deal of recognition. So your professional reputation will be at an all-time high. Now, having the sun in Cancer this month, it's really putting a spotlight on all these potential promises and opportunities with career to set in motion this month to be fulfilled over the next 12 months. Now, there's a few other very important planetary events that I'll be breaking down. Uranus, progressive, liberating, freedom-loving, brilliant Uranus, is an 84-year cycle. In July the 6th, it goes into Gemini. Gemini is an air sign, very compatible with Libra, an air sign. Uranus will be in Gemini for 8 years, till 2033. I also going to be discussing Mercury, that planet of communications, information, expectations. Mercury will go retrograde July the 17th through August the 10th. Mercury retrogrades, I'm sure almost everybody has heard about it, about every 4 months. And it's a time to reset, rethink, revise. Sometimes it's when all your expectations starts to slow down and become more sluggish, causing you to rethink where you're going. So I'll be discussing where Mercury is retrograding, and Mars is in Virgo, the sign prior to Libra. So that's going to indicate a lot of behind the scenes, that's that 12th house of the shadow, work projects. Now, before I break down the Uranus, the Mercury, the Mars, if you enjoy these kinds of videos and would like to see more of them, click like and subscribe. And don't forget to click on the notification bell so you can receive the latest postings. Now, Uranus in Gemini. It's a lot of technological advancement with communication, information. That's the Gemini. Gemini is 9 signs past Libra. The 9th house sector is universities, publishing, foreign travel, the legal system. So having Uranus, rebellious, radical, revolutionary Uranus going into the 9th in harmony with Libra, there could be exciting, unexpected, or unconventional travel trips. The 9th house is about religion or your beliefs, your philosophies. So a whole new radical belief system. You know, as an example, I had a friend many years ago, nearly 30 years ago, said she was a devotee of Muktananda, of Siddha Yoga. And I've heard about it, and I thought it was all very fascinating, but I didn't know anything about it. And then she said to me, how would you, the new guru of Siddha Yoga is going to be giving a talk. It's free, and would you like to join me? And I said, oh, cool. I don't know anything about this. I've never met a guru. This will be really awesome. I was so blown away. In 2 weeks, they were going to have they were going to initiate new people into Siddha Yoga. And I signed up. And then I got really immersed into all the mantras of Siddha Yoga. And that's an example of Uranus, out of the blue, revolutionary, very exciting, with new spiritual beliefs. Who knows? Maybe one of you will catch fire with maybe Hinduism, or shamanism, or maybe some different traditional. That could be a radical change if you met somebody and you're one religion and your partner is in another religion and they change to yours or you change to theirs. This could really upgrade your world view, because the 9th house deals with international traveling. Studies and teaching becomes more electric, because it's the 9th house of higher education. This is ideal for having an online presence, an online business, because Uranus rules technology. The 9th house deals with media, marketing, and publishing, and that Uranus is in harmony with Libra. Now, Venus is the ruling planet for Libra. And so all things that Venus represents, harmony, peace, love, creativity, it's all very important for Libras. Venus is going to be in Gemini in July. Venus is in all the signs once every 12 months. So from July the 4th to July the 30th, pleasure-seeking, loving, creative Venus is going to be ignited by electric, revolutionary Uranus in the 9th house. That Venus combo with Uranus in the 9th house. First of all, the Venus is relationships. With Uranus could be unexpected, non-traditional, exciting kind of relationships that come in. Sudden attractions, sudden creative breakthroughs. Now for Libras, the Venus in the 9th with the Uranus, that radical revolutionary Uranus, it could be romance, Venus, with someone from a different culture, the 9th house, or worldview, artistic breakthroughs, or unusual Uranus travel plans is the 9th house. But you want to be careful of not overcommitting to spontaneous ideas without a plan. So you don't want to all of a sudden instantly decide you're going to have a whole new religion, you're going to get, commit to a partner that has a whole different world view. But it can be very exciting. Now, Mercury is in Leo, a fire sign, compatible with Libra, an air sign. Mercury is about what you're curious about, what you're thinking about. Mercury is in Leo from June the 26th to September the 21st. Leo is 11 signs past Libra. The 11th is the sector of friendships, community, group activities, thinking about your long-range goals and dreams and aspirations. That's all what the 11th house awakens. Now, Mercury is usually in a sign or a house for 3 to 4 weeks. The reason why it's there so long is the Mercury is going to retrograde. It's going to, in optical illusion, it's going to appear to slow down and stop on July the 17th, and then appear to go backwards or retrograde and stop on August the 10th. But it's still going to remain in Leo, in your 11th house, and then continue to move forwards with where you've reevaluated and rethought all your plans and goals or friendships with the 11th house through September the 21st. So with the Mercury in the 11th house, plans Mercury for the future, the 11th house, groups or friendships, the 11th house, are all highlighted. Retrograde may reconnect you with old friends, or it could cause miscommunications with friendships or within group dynamics. You have to also watch out for, with the communication Mercury in retrograde, where there could be technological glitches with group projects, or that 11th house of friendships. You may be, yes, positively connecting to an old friendships from years past, or a friendship could be suddenly, not necessarily suddenly, but a friendship could be ending, or could be really being tested. But one of the things I've found more times than not, when Mercury is retrograding in the 11th house of friendships, when there could be misunderstandings, miscommunications, and there's a split. You have an argument, or you just had enough and you split. When it happens during Mercury in retrograde, often the relationship, the friendship, is not over. It's just that during the retrograde, it hit a wall. It had, you had to really rethink about all of this. And then after it's over, after you're out of the retrograde, you change your mind and often will go back to the friendships. And Mars is in Virgo once every 2 years, June the 17th through August the 6th. Virgo is the sign prior to Libra. It's the shadow sector. And Mars is very active and ambitious. When it's in the 12th house, or the shadow sector for Libras, in the positive, you're doing a lot of work, Mars, behind the scenes. So you could be developing new projects, doing research, doing a lot of studying. But you need a project, you need a goal for the best of the Mars in the 12th house to unfold. So when you have a goal, and the Mars is in the sector of the 12th house, that could be all the studying and researching and developing behind the scenes before you debut it when Mars goes into Libra after August the 6th. But if you don't have a project, so I'm encouraging you, if you don't, to get one, because if you don't have a project and Mars is in the 12th house of the shadow, you could be feeling very stuck and frustrated, and it could trigger depression. But if you have a goal, you're going to be very busy preparing and studying for it. I want to thank you for watching. If you like information on how to book an astrology reading or to check out my 2-question offer, visit my website at gardino.go. That's .co. Until next week, be safe and well.